Now, when we're doing synthetic division, one purpose is to check for factors of the polynomial. So essentially you're starting out with this polynomial and you want to factor it, right? Because those factors can allow us to solve for the x-intercepts or where they cross the x-axis. So when we're looking at this, it may be difficult to factor this polynomial here, but if we divide it by a binomial and the remainder is 0, meaning there's no remainder, that means that binomial has evenly divided the polynomial. Or in other words, that binomial is a factor of the polynomial. So let's go ahead and walk through. Now I know that this is a factor of this polynomial, but you may not. You're just like, I'm just going to take your word for it, Alicia. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our synthetic division. So we always want to start with our wonderful bar. Okay, and the number that's on the outside is the number that's opposite of what you're dividing by. So you're dividing by x minus 1, so we need to flip that to a positive 1. You can always go ahead and write positive to indicate to yourself in your notes that you did switch those. Then we go ahead and take our coefficients, making sure that there's no skipped exponents. So there's no skipped exponents here. We don't have to worry about putting in a 0, so we can just go ahead and grab them. So the first coefficient is 1, second is -4, third is 9, and fourth is -6. So we synthetically divide by dropping the first one down, multiplying. 1 times 1 is 1. Again, adding down. -4 plus 1 is -3. Multiply, that stays -3. Add down, 9 minus 3 is going to give us 6. 6 times 1 is +6. Add straight down, and we get a remainder of 0. That's great because it tells us that that binomial of x minus 1 factors or evenly divides that polynomial. So let's go ahead and convert this back into a polynomial. So remember, you're just decreasing that exponent by 1. So this would be 1x squared minus 3x plus 6. Now, this is the polynomial that's left over. So if you wanted to get back to your original polynomial, all you would have to do is take that trinomial and multiply it by that factor, and that would get you back to your original value of x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9x minus 6. Now you could go ahead and factor this again if you wanted to. This is a simple trinomial. So we're just looking for what multiplies to give you 6 and adds to get you -3. What's that going to be? +6. So 2 negatives. -3, -2. That's not going to work. Can we factor in more? Apparently not. Okay. Well, theoretically, hopefully you could keep factoring that if you wanted to, but just know that once it factors, it's basically like pulling out that binomial from what's left over. Okay, so we're going to work some more with what does it mean to factor and what does it mean to get that remainder of 0.